Mike Elko obviously had a lot to talk about after their comeback win over South Carolina. You're down 27 at half, and you find a way to scratch and claw and fight back. And someone asked him, hey, Coach, was that a teachable moment for you and your football team getting down by that much? And I thought his answer gave a lot of good context to how he's viewing his team, but also just the world of college football right now.
Everybody's getting into these situations, these moments where, the teams that are going to have successful seasons are going to find ways to make plays and win games, and the teams that aren't, are going to find ways to lose them. And I just think that's kind of where we're at right now in college football. And so, yeah, for sure, teachable moments about like trying to stay out of those situations for sure, but probably also pointing out that, while you don't want those massive swoons, at the end of the day, we're probably going to wind up in more of those types of fourth quarter situations than we want to. And the resiliency to continue to find ways to win games is ultimately going to be what defines success in this program as we move forward.
Translation. Is it a teachable moment to be down by 27 and a half and to find a way back and to win the game? Absolutely. But we're not special. This is what college football is, y'all. And you know what? He's right. We just saw Indiana play with their food against Penn State and need a acrobatic catch from Amar Cooper to get his foot down and keep Indiana's undefeated season alive. We just saw Georgia down, it feels like, the entirety of the first 2 months of the season at any given point in time throughout a college football game. Like, teams in modern college football, it's hard to have your fastball every single week. So while you try to avoid those situations, it's just kind of the nature of the beast right now in college football, man. You're not going to always have a dominant showing and have your team all the way locked in the right state of mind to play. Like, it's just kind of the world we're living in. So, yeah, it's teachable, but we're not special because we got down. Like, everybody gets down. We like to not get down by 27 points, but the fact that we had to be resilient is what's going to make us successful here going forward. And as they got down in that first half, you saw Twitter running rampant with battered Aggie syndrome is back, Texas A&M choking once again. And it's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I think battered Aggie syndrome at this point in time, when you talk about A&M, it's almost like this self-fulfilling prophecy waiting to happen. Like, let's just put ourselves in this frame of mind. Let's say A&M doesn't come back in that game, or they come back and still lose by a score or 2 scores. Everyone would have ran with the narrative, see, battered Aggie syndrome. See, Texas A&M, they just choke it away once again when they should have won a game. They didn't do it. Again, I see where you're coming from, but if somebody else did that, you wouldn't cry battered Aggie syndrome, or you wouldn't cry, man, Ohio State's cursed. They lost the game in the second half. I mean, Ohio State didn't bring their best ball to the table. It's just like, this is just modern college. This just happens. And quite frankly, as much as we want to throw around the battered Aggie syndrome stuff and talk about A&M and their history with choking or whatnot, like, I trust actually Texas A&M a lot more for having been in this spot and found a way back. Now, I understand the first half makes you nervous that they're capable of doing that, but guess what? When they get to the college football playoff and Texas A&M is down by a touchdown in the third quarter, who do you feel better about? A team that's already had a second half comeback over the course of their season, or a team that's blown everybody out by 50 and they're unfamiliar with a little bit of extra stress and strain in the second half? I'd much rather take the team that's been in the fires of adversity and found a way out of it. And A&M now, effectively, is a team with those credentials, and I think that's worth noting. Now, a question we had after this game, I think everyone had it, and someone asked this question, Mike Elko, is, Coach, what did you say to the boys at half to get them fired up? Thought his answer was a really good peek into the window of what Texas A&M culture is now.
This speech, I'm sure, will come out at halftime, and everyone thinks this is this amazing speech at halftime. It's not. Like, we won that game 6 months ago with what we did in the winter. Like, we didn't win that game because I went in at halftime and said something. Like, we built a culture, we built a character, we built a commitment to doing things the way we want to do them back in January and February, and that's what came out in the second half. And it's not like, oh, I went in and I riled them up, and because I riled them up, they started playing. Like, that's not how this works.
I loved every part of that. Love every part of that. Because Mike Elko is saying there, the translation is, it wasn't about me giving the team verbal caffeine. It wasn't about me giving them this win one for the Gipper speech. It's about how we're genuinely wired. Like, people say this, whenever adversity hits, you don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the standard of your training. That's what Texas A&M did when things got crazy. Like, yeah, I'm sure Mike Elko probably gave him some words of wisdom. He said that they had different leaders in the locker room, speaking up from Marcel Reed to Torian York. That's all well and good, but guess what? Those are just words. It doesn't matter. You can't hide who you are or pep talk yourself into a comeback when you're down 27 points at half. You can't do it. So Mike Elko is saying we've done the work during the winter period, during spring practice, during how we get after it in the weight room. We've done all the work now. We've done the real recoding, rewiring of what Texas A&M football is. And that's what you saw in the second half. Halftime speeches are great. Halftime speeches are fun for us on social media, but like this is who we are in. There's no running and hiding. This is who we are internally now when we go make a second half showing like that. And A&M fans, hear me loud and clear. This is rare. It's easy to get caught up in the A&M lens and say, oh, good for A&M. Used to have a poor culture. Now they have a better culture relative to A&M standards. Like, this is just rare across college football to have a team wired the way that A&M is wired right now, to be down 4 scores at halftime, and to not get drunk on negativity, to not go pointing fingers, to not implode and have a worse second half, to be able to steady the ship, hit the reset button, and go win a game like that, that is rare. So what Mike Elko is saying you should be excited about, he's saying this is who we are now, but you should be excited about it in the context of just like the scope of the college football world. Congratulations, you are an elite culture team, A&M. Not a good culture team, not had a good Saturday, a lot of talent bailed you out. No, you are an elite culture team, which is something that's nice to say if you're an A&M fan, but I think it's a big deal just across any team in college football, regardless of where you're ranked. So Mike Elko giving us a little peek into the house there culturally. Thought there was some really revealing things he said during that press conference. Glad we could translate them for Coach and the good folks out there in College Station.